The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run. It's Gurley. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
45. Mike, 45.
Hey, Charlie.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Focus, defense, focus.
657.
45.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Got a man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Complete to Shelton Gibson. A gain of 27 on the play.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Here's Gurley. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they run it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do? Yeah,
I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Allen. The screen pass here to Cohen. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now Sanders. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Gurley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Let's go. Wentz now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the return will stop right around the 25. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Check. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. On 3. Motion. 52.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. And the Eagles with a dime look. 6 DBs on 3rd down.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Middle. He don't want it. Mike's 54. Five. Tackles. Hey, watch go.
Here's Allen. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Let's get it.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They go with Gurley on first down, but he goes nowhere. They bottle him up for a loss of a couple. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, you haven't called him a disruptor. That's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Could share your page on my Instagram, emoji heavy check mark. I'm on $1 by the way if you wanna join my community.
In the NFL, we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
On first down, it's Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10.
319. Check. Try to do better. Come on.
So the shotgun snap to Allen, and that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Gurley again here on first down. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Wentz nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
Well, maybe that can give them a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. To throw, it's Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 24. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. This is brought in by Gibson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Another try on 2nd down with Gurley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Todd Gurley with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Elliott Good with a PAT, and it's now 21-0. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Where's 52? Block 52.
From the gun, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Allen going throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
56.
This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And Sanders now to return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, 7.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Check.
Allen now operating from the gun. The catch made by Miller. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
On the draw, this is Cohen. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Allen, and he'll find Hall. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Check, check. 3 down, 3 down. Sponge, sponge.
Pass 85, pass 85.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch the edge. Share. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Alert 3. Alert 3.
They'll try and run for it. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured bear on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go.
They'll try a handoff right with Gurley. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 40 now on second down. Wentz. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Wentz now to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Being chased out left. Incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
54. Check 50, check 50.
Coaching spill.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. 39 yards on the punt, give them just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
On play action, Wentz. That one caught by Gibson, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Get him. At the 35-yard line. Check 52.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Finding Gabriel complete. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Allen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. And he's taken down inside the 30. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, here's White. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Jump, 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 jump.
They stay on the ground with White. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Check, 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 check.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
They'll run on first down. It's White, and he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I know you feel it.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Target,
At the 16-yard line.
Alert!
And now they'll throw with Allen. Rolling to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
Now third down and 9 yards to go.
The Bears on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
Half 85, half 85.
Check 25.
Here's Davis now. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And his kick is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015...
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Elliott on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
38. Bears 3. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Their own 27-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Mike's 50. Mike's 54. 1, 2, 3.
Monday.
Hey, watch that.
Throwing now is Allen. That is caught by Cohen. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
X3. 218, chopper.
Strip that ball.
52.
Check 3, check 3. Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. And an alley to run. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance. And
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12, and he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver. Now they get a 4th quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
54.
Go, go.
Watch the slide.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. To the air, Allen. This one caught by Davis. Give him 2 yards on that play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. Now Allen. He's going to let it fly. It got his man complete. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire